In 1 week, Stephen A. exploded on live TV, Terry Bradshaw torched Shedeur Sanders, and Pat McAfee threw 2 NFL teams into chaos. But the part no one's telling you? It changes everything. The NFL doesn't want you to hear this.
Holy reach, Batman! You take away his playoff runs and he did nothing. I'm sorry, the whole point of the exercise is to win a Super Bowl. And Eli Manning gives you a chance when you get in the tournament. What is he talking about? Is StephenASmith high? Is he on the weed? What is he doing? That is an absolutely asinine comment.
Stay off the weed!
For God's sakes. That's like saying, if you take away Steph Curry's ability to shoot 3-pointers, he's really not that good of a basketball player.
The NFL world thrives on debates, controversies, and raw emotion. And this week, all 3 collided in explosive fashion. At the heart of it all, StephenASmith didn't just argue about Eli Manning's Hall of Fame worthiness. He absolutely lost it live on First Take. His fiery exchange with Chris Canty wasn't just a sports debate. It turned into a viral moment that ripped across social media. With fans divided between 2 Super Bowl rings seal the deal, and Eli was never elite. But the drama didn't stop there. Just hours later, NFL legend Terry Bradshaw turned heads by unloading on Shedeur Sanders. The Hall of Fame quarterback didn't hold back, criticizing Shedeur's playstyle, questioning his leadership, and setting off a wildfire of backlash online. Colorado fans came to Shedeur's defense, while critics said Bradshaw was just telling the truth that no one else wanted to say. And as if the NFL universe wasn't chaotic enough, Pat McAfee decided to add fuel to the fire. On his show, McAfee dove headfirst into the brewing tension between the Seahawks and Cardinals, sparking chaos by claiming both organizations were hiding deeper problems than fans realized. Within minutes, clips from his rant were spreading everywhere, some calling him the most honest voice in sports, others saying he was stirring drama for ratings. 3 stories, 3 legends, and 1 week that left the NFL world in flames. But what's really behind these headlines? Let's break it down step by step.
He played 17 years in the NFL. He had a winning season 7 times. Okay, that's number 1. 7 out of 17. Number 2, when you look at his record is a career 500, 117 and 117. Russell Wilson is 41 games over 500. The first 9 years of his career, he had a winning record. He went to as many Super Bowl appearances and won a chip. When I look at the totality of his resume, I'm saying if you put Eli in, there's no way you can keep him out. That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying that if you're going to put Eli Manning in as a 500 record quarterback, okay, with 10 non-winning seasons.
StephenASmith is no stranger to heated takes, but this time, even his co-hosts looked stunned. The debate? Eli Manning's Hall of Fame case. On paper, Manning's resume is staggering. 2 Super Bowl rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and one of the most iconic throws in NFL history, the David Tyree helmet catch that ruined the Patriots' perfect season. Yet, for every fan who sees those rings as a golden ticket to Canton, another insists Eli was a middle-of-the-pack quarterback who benefited from great defenses and timely miracles. Stephen A. didn't mince words. He shouted, pounded the desk, and at one point leaned so far forward it looked like he might leap out of his chair. Eli Manning was never elite. He barked, reminding viewers of Eli's mediocre regular season record and the years where he ranked outside the NFL's top passers. His opponents pushed back, but 2 rings, Stephen A. He beat Brady twice. The counterarguments came fast, but Stephen A. doubled down, his voice echoing through social media timelines within minutes. Clips of the segment went viral. On Twitter/X, fans split into factions: Team Eli loyalists, who insisted rings matter more than stats, and Team Stephen A., who saw Manning as the definition of good, not great. Memes flooded Instagram. TikTok edits showed Brady shaking his head in disbelief. And the sports world debated whether Eli's story is about greatness or luck, beyond the shouting. Though, this moment revealed something deeper. Eli Manning is a symbol of clutch performances, of family legacy with Peyton and Archie, and of the eternal debate over what defines greatness. StephenASmith's meltdown wasn't just about Eli. It was about what we value in sports. Is greatness about consistency and stats, or is it about legendary moments that live forever? That's why this debate burns so hot. And that's why fans are still arguing long after the cameras stopped rolling. If Stephen A. set the internet on fire, Terry Bradshaw poured gasoline on the flames. In a segment that stunned fans, the Hall of Fame quarterback went after Colorado star Shedeur Sanders. Bradshaw didn't sugarcoat it. He criticized Shedeur's play, questioned his leadership, and called out the hype that surrounded him since his father, Deion Sanders, became head coach. Bradshaw's words cut deep. He's not ready. He's flashy, he's got confidence, but he hasn't shown me he can lead a program or handle adversity the way great quarterbacks do. That statement exploded online. Within minutes, Colorado fans were in full defense mode, flooding comment sections and pointing to Shedeur's stats, clutch plays, and resilience under constant media pressure. But Bradshaw wasn't done. He suggested that Shedeur's rise was more about name recognition than pure performance, a claim that infuriated fans but also echoed whispers from some analysts behind the scenes. Suddenly, the conversation shifted. Was Shedeur a future NFL star in the making, or was the hype train leaving reality behind? The backlash was swift. Former players defended Shedeur, saying Bradshaw was out of touch. Younger fans mocked Bradshaw as an old head stuck in the past, but others agreed with him, arguing that tough criticism is exactly what Shedeur needs if he's going to transition from college stardom to NFL success. What made this moment explosive wasn't just Bradshaw's critique, it was the generational clash. Bradshaw represents the old guard, a four-time Super Bowl champion from a different era. Shedeur represents the new wave, flashy, confident, media-savvy, and carrying the Sanders name. When those two worlds collided, the internet couldn't look away. And just like with Eli Manning, the real question wasn't just about Shedeur, it was about how we measure leadership, toughness, and legacy in today's game. Enter Pat McAfee, the wild card of sports media. If Stephen A. and Bradshaw brought fire, McAfee brought a hurricane. On his show, McAfee went off on the Seahawks and Cardinals, accusing both organizations of hiding deeper issues from fans. His rant was pure McAfee, high energy, blunt, and impossible to ignore. He called out the Seahawks for pretending everything's fine, while ignoring glaring weaknesses on defense. He roasted the Cardinals for selling hope while running in circles. And he didn't stop there. He hinted that both franchises were dealing with locker room problems that no one in the media was brave enough to touch. Fans erupted. Seahawks Twitter/X lit up with arguments about whether McAfee was exposing the truth or just stirring drama for clicks. Cardinals fans, already frustrated with their team, latched onto his comments as validation of their worst fears. NFL insiders scrambled to respond, some backing McAfee's claims, others dismissing them as reckless exaggeration. What made McAfee's rant different is the trust he's built with fans. People know he talks to players, coaches, and insiders, so when he says something, it feels like more than just hot air. That credibility turned his rant into a movement. Suddenly, Seahawks and Cardinals were trending not for their play on the field, but for the chaos off it. In the end, McAfee didn't just spark a debate. He turned two struggling franchises into the center of the NFL conversation. And once again, fans were left wondering, how much of what we see on Sundays is real, and how much is carefully packaged for PR?